Greetings, YouTube. It's your old pal, Mike Cayley7 here again on the 29th of June, 2023. Riding home from work. I made a video this morning griping again about my health concerns. Sorry about that. So today on the way home, I'm thinking about my interests lately. So my saxophone playing has, continued since I think I started back again about a year ago. And I still practice regularly, all that. Oh, this traffic, oh God. There's always more traffic, always more traffic. Anyway, as I sit here in traffic, like an idiot, I will regale you with my views on my interests, as if that mattered. I think I'm going to turn around if I can, because I just don't want to sit here in this heat. You know what I mean? It's not hot on the bike necessarily. The bike's not causing the heat, but I certainly do not enjoy the heat itself. So, bye-bye, assholes. Screw that. I'm going home. Yeah, so anyway, haven't really been riding as much at all, really. And I understand, people change over time and whatnots. But with my obsession over saxophone becoming all-encompassing, I was struck, I suppose you could say. And I had this conversation with Moose a couple of weeks ago about this. So let me see if I can encapsulate it here for you. I see... let's take a typical example. You get down to the Harley dealership, right? And I started going to the Harley dealership just to go there and visit back in 2006 when I got my first bike. And I would go, not all the time, but I'd go fairly regularly. And I would go through the store and look at the t-shirts, probably buy one or two, and pins and this and that. And that was a thing that you did, and I saw these people, older grizzled folk, with their leather chaps, the assless chaps, and the leather vest. Not a patch wearing person, just some old crusty looking person, graying, wrinkled. And they'd sit there on the bench, or you'd see them if there was like a big meetup there, they were doing a poker run or something. You'd see the same characters every time, all dressed pretty much the same. And I was dressed like that too, only I was younger, of course. So, we're all in our quasi-pirate get-ups, And you really got to admit, when you're wearing that do-rag that's got that little thing coming down the back, you kind of look like a pirate. And then you get the assless chaps. I mean, of course, everyone's wearing all black all the time, right? Because that's cool. It's like 9,000 degrees outside and everyone's wearing black because it's cool. That's the farthest thing from cool in terms of actual physical coolness. So, if I went back there today, I would see the same cast of characters. Some of them literally the exact same person on perhaps the exact same bike or something a little bit more updated, but wearing the same kind of gear, doing the same kind of thing, hanging out at the Harley dealership, going to the poker runs. And the thing that amazes me is that they're still interested by it. They still find it compelling. How many poker runs can you do before you go, you know what, this is kind of boring. I've done this so many times now, I don't feel like doing it anymore. I don't know. Some people apparently never tire of it. And they, the conversations they're having with their friends and stuff, okay, I get that. You're socializing, you got your buddies. But even with your buddies, after a while doing the same thing over and over and over again, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if it'd be something I'd want to shoot myself over, you know what I mean? I'll give you a parallel, not a parallel, but an example. All right, so I got a couple of friends in Boston, and when we were in our college days, we would go into Boston to this Irish pub that had like 4 floors, and every floor had its own little thing. And we would drink Guinness and would have some whiskey shots, and we would dance to the Irish music or listen to it and watch the ladies and whatever's. And then we'd go to a restaurant. It was not always in the same order, but Italian restaurant in the North End. And then go over to this Cafe Paradiso on Hanover Street and have a cappuccino and a lemon ice. And it was the same, and we did that a lot. It became kind of a tradition, and we still look back fondly on it. But if I lived in Boston still, in Lynn, or wherever, if I lived up there, I wouldn't want to be doing that every week, every month with my buddy. After a while, we're like, damn, dude, let's do something different. I don't want to tread the same ground over and over and over. I mean, it's bad enough I have to go to the same job. Wear the same clothes all the time until they wear out and you get new ones or whatever. It's just sameness. I don't like stagnation. I don't like sameness. I don't like repetition. I mean, to a certain extent, okay, fine. But then beyond that, if it's something you're choosing to do for fun, and it's the same thing you've done a gazillion times, and you're not really learning anything new from it or making it new in any way, what's the point? And that's kind of where motorcycling has gotten for me. I love taking my road trips, and Moose loves taking his road trips, and we both agree that we get excited about road trips. Yes, lovely. But, riding to school every day, you got to get all the gear on, get all the stuff ready. What's going on over here? I thought I saw blue lights. Is that a cop car? I thought I saw blue lights. Maybe, I don't know what the hell I'm seeing here. Got to be careful, though, because someone's going to plow into me if I'm not careful. Man, that was crazy. So, I could go back to the parking lot and practice my S curves again and practice my U-turns again. I was on this trip a couple of years back, and we were going down the tail, not the tail of the dragon, the back of the dragon. It's called. It's out there in western North Carolina, not as far west as the tail, but anyway, going down the back of the dragon, and I had reached the lean limit of this bike, and I had a Kawasaki ZH2 SE. It was a monster naked, hyper naked. It had a supercharger on it. That son of a bitch would go like nothing you've ever seen. And so I leaned that thing all the way over until I was scraping pegs on that, and the road sensors, they call them, those are gone. And I realized on that trip that when I had reached the lean limit, I've gone beyond what I can safely do anymore, and I'm not going to go to track day. It's just too much involved in that and the danger, and I'm older, and so I just kind of, all right, I'll ride now for the scenery of it, not for the technical zoom stuff, and that's okay, but it's not as compelling as it used to be. You know what's compelling now is learning the saxophone, learning music theory. That is incredibly compelling to me. I find it endlessly fascinating. There's always something to learn now. And the universe of music is something that you can never master. You'll never master I'll never master the bike. But there's a certain point that you get to where if you try to master any more, you're now doing things that are dangerous and could kill you. And I don't feel like doing that today. See how bad that U-turn was? Don't really care. So, on the saxophone, I always want to learn new things. I want to improve my skills. And I'll never master it. But I can get better and better and better. And there's never going to be a point where it's going to get dangerous to continue. And so I just absolutely love it and the sound of it. And I'm not tired of it. And so that's, that's what brings me supreme joy now. Hey, there's my house. Hey. Yeah, I know it's something that, people come to over time, I guess. Not everybody does. I mean, maybe there is something new in it for the guy who goes to the Harley place every single weekend or every other day and sits there and has his coffee and his cookie and looks at the latest doodad from Harley. It's lost its appeal. And it's not like you can go to the Honda dealership. I mean, that's not an experience, really. Oh, look, a Honda. Love my bike, though I do. I'm not going to go to a dealership and ogle Hondas all day. Oh, let me get a Honda t-shirt. Nope. Anyway, just thinking on things. It's my Kaylee 7. I'm not quitting or anything. I'm just telling you that it's not quite as compelling as it used to be. But I can't wait to go on a road trip this year. I'm feeling it. I got to make sure my health is better. All right, it's my Kaylee 7.